couple years we've been talking about this new platform we're going to bring out, which is called Shoretel Connect, where we released it in August. So this is the culmination of bringing the premise and the cloud business together in a single platform. And kind of bringing the best of both worlds. So we thought about what was really good about our premise platform. There was tons of features and stability and security and super loyal customer base. And then we looked at what was really good about cloud, which was flexibility and OpEx and really good white glove service that came with the Shoretel Sky, and we brought that into a single platform. So now a customer can look at it and say, I want to have the Shoretel solution, and I want to have all of this in the cloud. But now with the new platform, they get hundreds of features that weren't previously available. We brought in end-to-end security for calling, so that's a big deal. So when we're talking to banks and healthcare and anybody that cares about the security of their calls, that's a differentiator now in our cloud solution. And then we kept that white glove support that Shoretel was known for. So starting from day one with dedicated product management all the way through account management, post-install, and the help button on the phones. We have a brand new interface that came out, so it's a ubiquitous interface that it's the same if you're on a mobile device or a tablet or a PC or a Mac. It's the exact same experience, and it's it's full UC, so it's instant messaging and calendaring and contact management and video conferencing, all brought into a new interface. So it's a huge release for us, but we think it's a differentiator in the market because, again, it kind of brought what was great about both sides of our offering, into a single platform. So it gives net new customers something really interesting to look at. Gives existing customers a migration path if they want to start moving all or some of their assets into the cloud, or new locations into the cloud. That's we're hoping they'll want to do that. We're kind of at the bank on that. So
we typically want to bring in a T1 access or a private hosted VoIP provider, as opposed to some of the other folks that their approach is to bring it in over the internet, over the top. We want to be able to provide end-to-end quality of service. So we'll provision a T1 or greater. We can provision Ethernet if we need to. We'll bring in that circuit, we'll bring in a managed router, and we'll build failover to their internet connection as well. So we lose the circuit, we automatically fail over within the call doesn't drop, to their internet connection. So they're making and receiving phone calls over their internet connection while we are troubleshooting whatever the underlying issue is. If someone has an MPLS network in place, that asset, that infrastructure is there, and they want to move to the cloud, hosted VoIP, we can leverage that infrastructure. We'll have the mortar tail circuits into both of our data centers. So we really just become nodes on their MPLS networks at that point. So that's really nice because the financials really work out because the network is already in place. We don't need to bring in those circuits. So that represents a good prospect for us as well.
So you need a minimum of T1, is that what you're saying then?
Yeah, no, for smaller office or remote workers or home office, you can use the public internet. There's just no quality of service guarantee, but it works well. But for the larger locations, we want to be able to control that quality of service.
And what size, how many seats are kind of a start?
The minimum is 5. I'd say the sweet spot is kind of 50 plus, 50 to 100, multiple location. If there's a lot of density, if they get 500 people at one location, it's probably going to argue for some sort of a premise system because the numbers break down at a certain point. But yeah, 50 to 500, multiple location, good for us.
We went really well when we start having discussions around the application layer. So customers that are utilizing a CRM or an ERP, and they're looking for things like screen pops and then the analytics that come along with that. That's really a strength for us. We're going out and integrating multiple applications out there. Example would be Microsoft Dynamics or NetSuite or Bullhorn or Salesforce.com and many others out there. And so we feel that customers are utilizing those underpinnings, if you will, and they're going to use that for a long, long time, right? That's a 10-year plus investment that they're making because it's really the engine that's powering their business, and then they want voice and then other things to wrap into that. We start having the conversation around how we integrate to the application, what that means in terms of the proper optics for their stakeholders of their business to defend their workers, right, the productivity around that, and so that they can get smarter with those optics. We think that's a key differentiator for us. And then something that we have, and I haven't seen it out there in the market from anybody else, but today it's good for an Apple device, is our Shoretel dock system. So imagine a scenario where there's a mobile worker environment, and you're utilizing an Apple device, whether it be an iPhone and or an iPad, and you're not interested in using multiple devices, right? That one device is really your go-to, and it just happens to be something that you want to be able to put into your pocket and walk around with it. It'll charge the device, and then the terminal itself has a handset, speakerphone, and a keypad on it. When it's inside the office environment, it utilizes the Wi-Fi, so you're going to go on the data plan of your cell minutes or your cell plan, and then you go out of there, just undock the phone, literally. Take it off, walk away, leave your office building, it toggles immediately to the 4G, does not drop the call, starts to burn the minutes, the minute plan that you have, and all of that is able to be tracked and recorded with the analytics to keep that call flow going, so you can start to see if you're a sales manager, how many calls did my sales team make and or receive out of that, and just using one device is kind of cool. Also, when you need help, on the Shoretel phone, you just hit a question mark button that says help. And that actually goes right into our stateside support, which we think is really a differentiator. It's not outsourced, it's 24/7 by 365 in the continental United States out of Rochester, New York. And that could be something as simple as, hey, I forgot my voicemail password, to I have 40 locations with 5 different data providers, and 3 of my 40 locations are down. Can you help me figure out what's going on with my voice? Well, that's a bigger problem, right? But again, it all goes into our support group, and then we're going to help you and try to fix that.
So with your integration of the application layer, is that an advantage that the other guys don't have?
I don't know if everyone doesn't have it, but I think that the level of the integration that we do have, and the myriad of applications that we're integrating to, it provides a wealth of opportunities for people to go and work with different customer segments.